This is Polyamory Weekly, tales from the front of responsible non-monogamy from a pansexual, kink-friendly point of view. A warning for our under-18 listeners. This is an adult-oriented podcast about really lascivious things, like communication and honesty in relationships. If you're under 18 and looking for upfront advice and answers to questions about sex, please visit scarletteen.com.
This is Polyamory Weekly, episode 562 for September 30th, 2018. Coming up on today's show, where do my ethics stop and my partners begin? That's coming up on today's show. Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Minx, and Lusty Guy is my co-host again today.
Yay! Proving once again that not only am I Lusty Guy, also Lucky Guy.
And we have a bit of a short show for you today, because I'm recording this before our vacation to Paris to have it drop while we're there, so you do not have to continue to be without content as you were for that 6-week period when I was dealing with my knees.
Can you hear the guilt? She's feeling so guilty about that.
I'm not even Catholic.
She's like, oh my God, we have to do this. We're leaving tomorrow. We're trying to pack zoom. But nope, have to record an episode. So here we are for you guys recording an episode because she's that guilty.
Hey, I'm packed.
You know, you could, I'm just thinking that I should probably say because she loves you that much.
There you go. Guilt, love, aren't those really the same thing?
You know, in a lot of religions, yes. As a matter of fact,
lot of religions,
they are.
Yes. Not in my world, but, you know, for some.
Hello, Cunning Minx and Lusty Guy. I'm having an ethical dilemma that I would like your input on. The background is my partner is interested in what was an on-again, off-again partner in the past, and also a lifetime friend. And this was prior to when my partner identified as poly. This potential partner of his is currently in a long-term monogamous relationship. And my partner is elected to not pursue the relationship because it feels unethical to him to violate someone else's relationship agreement. The potential partner has begun discussions with her monogamous partner about opening up their relationship. And in light of that and the fact that they've been friends for a long time, me, my partner, and his potential partner are all interested in meeting. So my partner and I were discussing what levels of affection we were comfortable with at the meeting between everyone involved, and he indicated he would prefer to be able to hold hands with both of us, hug, keep arms around waist, place hands on knees, give long closed-mouth kisses, and generally show more affection than he would with a friend. My partner says he would not feel free to be affectionate at all if his potential partner's mono partner were aware of that level of intimacy and or were present. I'm comfortable with this level of intimacy. It gives me a little wibble, but it's something I feel like I can easily navigate emotionally. Where I feel discomfort is whether or not if my partner is violating an existing relationship agreement that his potential partner has with her mono partner, and I've shared that with him. So my dilemma is, does this fall under the not my relationship category, and is it most skillful to simply communicate that I feel it is unethical and might undermine my trust in my partner? Or does it fall under the ethical poly is very important to me and my partner is violating someone else's relationship agreement is a deal breaker? Or am I simply borrowing trouble? As I've heard Lusty Guy say, I want to own my own shit. I don't want to be coercive. I do want partners who respect and support everyone in the network's agency and consent. So, if you have any input, I'd appreciate it. I practice non-hierarchical, egalitarian poly, and it's been a fucking awesome journey. So, thank you for all your help. Bye.
Oh my goodness.
That's a mess.
It really is. My first comment, I'm like typing out my show notes and saying, what do I want to say about this? My first comment is, girl, you got bigger problems than negotiating touch at that one meeting.
I mean, so you think you have an ethical issue, and I suppose at one level you do, but it's not really that hard. We'll get to it. What you really have is a relationship minefield in development. That's what you really have going on here from that little bit of verbiage. It sounds like to us.
Yeah, so let's break this down a little bit. In essence, you have a partner who basically wants to cheat with a monogamous person.
And even more, wants you to watch while they do.
Yes. And I personally think you have a very valid concern.
That's gross. Yeah. I've got to say, now look, I get it. It's an on and again.
Usually I'm the judgmental one.
Well, this is just, okay, so I will, you know me, I have a thing, I don't like men. And for a man to ask a woman, is it okay if I cheat in front of you, makes a knee-jerk reaction negatively in me. So, yes, let's break it down. At an ethical level, in essence, he's saying, is it okay if I cheat in front of you? They have relationship rules of engagement that he knows he's breaking. Otherwise, he would be fine doing it in front of the other person in the relationship. And he wants to know if it's okay if he breaks these relationship rules in front of you. I wouldn't want to watch him fuck. I wouldn't want to watch him do anything else that's going to break the relationship rules. And I personally would say, no, I don't want to watch you do that. That's a pretty easy ethical situation. Will you stand by and watch me do this unethical act? No, as a general rule, I won't. That's kind of the answer to that ethical question across the board.
Now, we do want to acknowledge that. So I am calling the person that Kate's partner is interested in the POI, the person of interest. Right? The on again, off again friend that they now want to be on again, and she is in a monogamous relationship. And she did say that she was going to ask her partner about this. We don't know if she has. We don't know if she will. All we know is that Kate's partner is plowing forward in the absence of any solid consent from the POI's existing partner. And what's more, they're negotiating a meeting for Kate and her partner and the person of interest without involving the person of interest's partner.
Yeah.
Now, that just sounds, that sounds a little skeevy to me. Why isn't the person of interest partner involved in that meeting? That tells me that either the person of interest hasn't talked to her partner, isn't going to talk to her partner, or at the very best, they're going to do some type of don't ask, don't tell. And that's at the very best.
They're just transitioning their relationship theoretically from monogamy to non-monogamy. Maybe. What's really going on is they're talking about it.
Talking about it is not the same as, by the way, I'm going to have a meeting behind your back with this guy that I like.
Exactly. That's kind of... Now, I understand they've had a relationship that's been on again and off again throughout their life. And it may very well be that I wrote my own little diagram and I used the caller because I wasn't sure about name. It may very well be that the caller's partner,
Kate,
is willing to work with somebody else to break their relationship rules. It may be that he's willing to have an affair with this long-term existing relationship that he's got, even though he knows doing so would break, presumably there were no genders used, their relationship rules. That is, if you've got a partner who's willing to do that, you got to personally think what that means to you and what you think they will do to you. And I say this as somebody who, at a time in my development of non-monogamy, would do that. There was a time when I would say, it's not my job to police somebody else's relationship rules. I'm going to go in and have this affair with a monogamist. And I learned the hard way why I no longer do that 10 plus years ago. And there's been a lot of reasons why I don't do that anymore, not to mention at least which the ethical ones. If you have a partner that's going to do that, the least you can do is say, don't do it in front of me.
Right. And it seems like, so I think we have made our disapproval clear, but you're actually asking us what to do. And here's the thing. We say this all the time. You really can't tell another grown-ass adult what to do. Well, I mean, you can try, but how well does that ever actually work? You just can't.
I still do it all the time.
You can't control the behavior of another grown-ass adult. You can't really tell your partner, no, don't date that person. What you do have control over is you and your sphere of influence. You can control yourself and your actions. So you can choose not to participate in that one meeting and say, look, I don't feel this is ethical. I'm not going to the meeting. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I'm not going to be there. Or for that matter, you can choose to leave the relationship if you feel that you don't want to be with somebody whose ethics are not aligned with yours. It's kind of the nuclear option, but you can choose to leave your relationship over that.
You surely could. I would think it would be
We're not recommending any
kind
of
of
this.
quick, based on feedback from your partner and things. I mean, yes, I will tell you, Minx is exactly right. To tell an adult human what they should do rarely works out well. If they ask, it's another matter, and you have asked. And when asked, what I generally do is say what I would do, because I'm not in your shoes. And what I would do is say to my partner, I don't think this three-way meeting is a good idea. I don't see the utility of it in the face of things, especially with you telling me that you want these displays of affection. It really feels to me like we're one step away from meeting in a hotel and having an affair, and I don't want to do that. Furthermore, I think it would be really bad in the long term for their relationship and for any possibility of a successful relationship in a non-monogamous sense, involving this person that you're interested in, for us to go to this meeting. You can't start out with having an affair. That's the relationship minefield that we said was building. Continuing down this path, I would say, does not go good places in my models of the world. So where I would not only not go to the meeting, I would tell my partner I think it's a bad idea. And I would tell my partner that they needed to do some really serious thinking about themselves and their introspections about having, in essence, an affair, breaking somebody else's relationship rules in a knowing way. That's something we should all strongly ponder. And I would tell my partner that. Would I walk over this? Well, I mean, if my partner's response was, I'm a grown-ass adult, it's my set of ethics, and if you don't want to be there at the meeting, okay, I'm still going to go, and, we know what our safer sex rules are, and I may or may not end up using them. I'm not telling you I'd leave that partner, not unless the sex was bad or something. But I would think about it, right? And I would think about I would use that information to inform my model of that partner in my mind.
Indeed. Now, there is one thing I thought of that might be helpful. Not sure.
But this is all helpful. Come on now.
Well, in terms of a media, I feel like we've been really black and white. But for me, I would at least ask, can I talk to the person of interest's partner? I need to hear from that person's lips, yes, this is okay. We have opened up our relationship. This is going to be the first person, blah, blah, blah.
Or at the very least, I know what's going on.
Or at the very least, I want to hear from the POI's partner's lips, this is what's going on with us. Now, if that person can give me enough information that I'm like, okay, this is cool, there is consent. I mean, either way, there's going to be drama because it's opening up a monogamous relationship, and there's pretty much always drama. But at least that way, I might be able, theoretically, to feel better about knowing whether there is actually consent from this person or not. And then, frankly, when I heard that, I'd be like, dude, do you want to come to the meeting? And if he says, no, I don't, that's a whole nother thing. That's another issue. Then you end up with don't ask, don't tell, which can have its own set of problems. But that is that's a positive step you could take to find out more from yourself about what is actually going on and if it is actually violating this relationship agreement.
And I realize, too, that we've been kind of firmly negative about Kate's partner. And it could be, I've certainly been in the situation. Kate's partner might just, have a little blood flow diverted, be really wanting to get some and not thinking real clearly. And when Kate says, hey, you know what? I'm not going to watch this. I don't want to be part of this. Or into your partner say that might be the exact splash of cold water needed. And, might go, oh, wow, wait, let me think about this then. If this is what they're saying, I get it now. I mean, I certainly have, shall we say, spent more money in the champagne room than I really thought prudent in the relationship annals of life. And a good friend who can sometimes tell you there will be no sex in the champagne room can be worth their weight in gold. Now, who knows? Maybe or not, he'll listen, but it's possible. I'm trying to be positive. I'm working here.
Well, I have to admit, if I try and look at things from his point of view, if this is somebody that he's had a lifelong friendship with, that he feels he knows inside and out, that he's had an on and off relationship with, and they're kind of bonded in that way over time. And then we don't know how new her monogamous relationship is, but maybe it's a week, 2 weeks, a month, a year, whatever. You could feel like, I really know her. Like I
was
had
here
her first. Exactly. I'm not saying it's right, but I can certainly empathize with that.
Oh, sure. Well, and I can empathize with, your dick being hard and wanting to get some. So either way, we are an empathetic pair.
Well, I hope that was helpful. I'm going to run off and finish packing. So I will say, we are a free resource. We've helped hundreds of thousands of people navigate their introduction to and continued success with polyamory. Thanks to Kate for calling in, and thanks to everyone, especially our Polyweekly Playmates, for your donations that help keep the podcast free for everyone, both inside and outside the community. Questions, comments, feedback, polyweekly@gmail.com. Call 802-505-POLY. If you'd like to book us for anything and want a response promptly, email lustyguy@polyweekly.com. And you can find us on facebook.com/polyweekly, Twitter @polyweekly or @cunningminx, and elsewhere on the web. Our website with all our show notes, searchable, is polyweekly.com. Thanks for listening, and remember,
it's not all about the sex. Good luck. I am such an evil bastard. I really do wish you the best of luck. She's going to edit that out.